I'm just going to create a brand new layer. I'm going to make sure that I've named it model. And then I'm going to hit save there. What I can do here is I can just make sure that I've got my model selected, right click on the layer and add selected objects. And what this will enable me to do is if I click off, I can set the visibility off, I can make it wireframe, and I can just bring it back like that. That's all we really need it for today while we're creating some joints. So I'm going to make sure that I've got my surfaces set to off, so I can't select the surfaces no matter how hard I try. I can select it through the outliner, but we're not going to. So first things first, I want to set this to a wire view, and then I can start getting some joints in here. We're going to start with the leg first. We can set it back off by just clicking that again, which we will do when we come to doing a few finer details like the fingers and the thumb. But for now, we're just going to keep it on wireframe. Cool, so I'm going to hit create joints on here. And also what you'll notice is I've got this all set up for rigging. So I have my skeleton, skin, deform and constrain menus at the top here. Awesome, so we're going to start by creating some joints. So I'm going to come into the side -X, and I'm going to start with a joint about there. And then I'm going to come down to the knee and put that in there. And then I'm going to come to the ankle. Then the ball of the foot, and then the toes. Nice. Cool, so as soon as I've done that, I can hit Q, and then that's all set in there for me. But what you'll notice is this is all, it's not on the leg. So if I just move it to a position closer to where the leg would be, and then I can start to rotate that so it's at a point that I like. I could even just bring it slightly more. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Nice. So now that I've got that, I'm going to create one last joint quickly, and I'm going to do it on the negative Z, and I want it to be as close to the hip as possible. So I'm probably thinking maybe just above this line here, so about here. And what I can do is I could just zero that translate X out and hit Q again. But what I want to do here is I want to parent this leg to the hip here. So I'm going to select the leg, then select the hip joint and hit P. And now I have the leg parented from that hip joint. So I'm just going to go to that joint, that hip joint, and I'm going to call it hip _ J. So naming conventions are really important here. So we need to make sure all our joints are named correctly. So the top of our leg is going to be L for left _ top leg for the top of the leg _ J. That T should be a capital as well, so just keep things nicely named. Then we're going to have our joint 2 as L _ knee _ J. Then we're going to have L _ ankle _ J. We're going to have L _ foot _ J, and L _ toe _ J. Cool, so what I will do while we're here actually is I'm just going to grab that and I'm just going to make it come out. I'm going to grab this one actually, just make that. Why is that not working how I want it to? Let's set that to world. And let's just rotate that around a bit. Nice. Cool, so I'm happy with that. And all I want to do now is I want to grab this joint here. Let's close those tools. And all I want to do here is I want to set this to have to mirror for the right leg. So I'm going to grab that leg, go up to skeleton, mirror joints, and I'm going to open up the options box. This is already set to what we need, so we want the mirror across these Y and the Z axis, the mirror function to be the behavior, and we want to, in the naming convention, we want to search for the letter L and change it for an R. It will only do that if it's a capital L as well, like it is in here. Otherwise, which is why we called the top of our leg top leg instead of just leg. And I'm going to hit apply there. And now what you'll see is we've got exactly the same mirrored across the right hand side. So we've got R underscore top leg underscore J, R underscore knee underscore J. Same for our ankle, our foot, and then our toe. Nice. So now we're going to get started, and we're going to go for from the clavicle right down through to the arm here. So I'm going to grab my create joints again. I'm going to come into this front view, and I'm just going to find a point that I'm happy with, which is probably about here really. Then I'm going to come to the middle of the shoulder. I'm going to come down to the elbow, and then to the wrist. If there are issues here, we can change these as well. So I'm going to hit Q, and then I'm going to I'm going to change to my side view again, to -X. And what you'll notice is it's in a straight line on here. So we're going to first of all move this back to about there. The clavicle could, in fact no, the clavicle could come forward a bit, but then the shoulder needs to go backwards to there. I do want to have a look at where that elbow connection is happening as well. Probably move this slightly as well. And then the wrist is going to go into the mesh here, just like so. Cool, so this is going to be that point now where I go back to being able to see the mesh. If you can't see your joints through here, then what I suggest you do is you go to shading and you make sure that you've got X-ray joints on. Cool, so I'm very happy with that. In fact, I'll just move that slightly back a bit. Cool. So the reason I've set that back to on is because I'm just going to set this side to be able to see the wireframe. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some more joints here, and I'm going to start with the middle finger. So if I get right in close here, I'm going to start from the knuckle, which is about here. I'm going to go to that first part, then to that second part, and then to the tip of the finger. We're not going to do the nails because they're going to move with the fingers as opposed to as well as. So we've got that there, and I'm just going to hit W on that and move it closer to where we need it to be. And now I can start making sure these are positioned properly in the perspective view, and I can tumble all the way around and rotate around as best I can, and just make sure these are all in the right place. Could probably push that one back a bit more. Just bring that tip back in. So it's a nice relaxed finger. And again, just like before, I'm going to select that and then the joint just before it and parent it there, so that we have that happening there. Cool, so that's the first of the fingers. Next I've got to do the same again well, I've got to do the same again for all the other fingers. So I'm going to create joints. I'm going to go to almost in line with that one. Grab that there. And go straight down to this one. Down again. And then to the tip. And then I'm going to just bring those across as well. And I'm going to start tumble around so I can place these properly in his hand as well. Grab that one, bring that in. Grab this one, bring it in. And then this one. Just going to push back a little bit. Awesome. And then just like before, select that joint, select the joint before it and press P to parent it, and it will create a link between them. Nice. Cool, so 3 more to go. I'm going to grab the create joints tool, create one there, and there. Then I'm going to grab all of them and move them over here. Right, move that up slightly and across a bit. I'm going to grab this next part, and just make sure these are all nicely positioned in the model. Then I can go ahead and grab that joint and the parent of it and hit P to parent that up. Something doesn't look quite right here. I might just, in fact, let me just try and jog that up a bit. Across. Yeah, that's fine. Might just be this one. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. And then the pinky finger, gonna put that joint there, go down a bit more, and then grab the pinky there. And then we're just gonna move this over so we can start placing these properly. Push it back slightly more. I'm going to grab this finger here, pop that there, grab this finger, that's probably fine where it is, it's probably just the tip that I want to change here. Bring that up slightly. Maybe push it back a bit as well. Beautiful. Cool, so just like before, I'm going to make sure this is parented to the other joint. Press P there, and then it's just the thumb that we need to worry about. So the thumb only will have less joints to it compared to the others. So we're going to pop one there, go to the middle, and then to the tip of the finger. Then we're going to move all of them right the way across to here. There should be less tweaking here. I think it's just on one axis that we're moving them about on. Yeah, nice. So I'm going to grab that and grab that one and parent that there. So now we've got the fingers nicely, the joints for the fingers nicely created. So I am just going to go through and name all of these. So this first joint is going to be L_clavicle _J. Go to the shoulder, L underscore shoulder underscore J. Go to the elbow, L underscore elbow underscore J. Go to the wrist, L underscore wrist underscore J, or hand, whichever you would like to call it. Okay, so now we've got to go into the fingers and the thumb. So I'm going to call this L underscore thumb 1 underscore J. Why has that gone for 2? Or 12, sorry. There we go. Then the next one is going to be L underscore thumb 2 underscore J. Then L underscore thumb 3 underscore J. Then we're going to do the same for the other fingers. So this is going to be L underscore index underscore 1 underscore J. And this one is going to be L underscore index 2 underscore J. Then it's going to be L underscore index underscore 3 underscore J. And then L underscore index 4 underscore J. Then I'm going to do the same for the middle, ring, and pinky. So we've got L underscore middle 1 underscore J. Middle 2 underscore J. Middle 3 underscore J. And middle 4 underscore J. Ring 1 underscore J. Ring 2 underscore J. Ring 3 underscore J. Oh, forgot the L. L underscore ring 3 underscore J. L underscore ring 4 underscore J. Cool. L underscore pinky 1 underscore J. Pinky 2 underscore J. Pinky 3 underscore J. Underscore J. Awesome, so that's nicely written up for us, and now we need to worry about the spine and the head, and then we can start mirroring the arm to the left side as well. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just start and create the spine. So I'm going to go to view in the -Z, and then I'm going to go in here and create some joints. So right the way to the top of the head. And what I can do now is I can parent that to the hip. And I will have a spine that I can start to manipulate now. So I'm going to go back to my side view. I'm going to go to the -X, and I am going to grab the first part of the spine. I'm going to push it back a bit, and I'm going to go for the next, push that back. This should be a continual pushing the spine back until we get to the neck. That's going back, and then this one here will come forward. Maybe push that up slightly as well. And I'm going to grab this next one as well. Push that there, and then this one's just going to come down, so it's at the top of the head. It should look something like that. And then just before we move anywhere else, in fact, I'll just pull this one down slightly. Yeah, fairly happy with that. No, I don't like that. So we're going to go with that. Nice. So I'm going to make sure that I parent. So this, let's name these. So this is going to be spine 1 underscore J. Not spin. Spine 1 underscore J. Spine 2 underscore J. Spine 3 underscore J. Spine 4 underscore J. Grab this one and call it neck 1 underscore J. Neck 2 underscore J. And then finally head underscore J. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just grab that the clavicle, and I'm going to connect it to spine 4. I'm just going to hit P there so it's parented to it, and then what I can do is I can grab this clavicle, go up to skeleton and go to mirror joints, hit apply and close, and then I should have those all on the right hand side as well. So that's going to be right clavicle, right shoulder. In fact, it would be much quicker to go through here. So we're going to go to spine, 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 spine 4. So then we've got right clavicle. Oh, what have I done? I've broken something. Cool. I broke something. So right clavicle to the right shoulder, to the right elbow, to the right wrist, to the right middle, index, ring, pinky, and thumb. So that should be all the ones, got all the 2s here. And all the 3s, and then all the 4s. Nice. So I'm going to just check the left clavicle as well, just to make sure that these are all following the same naming conventions. And it looks like we are. Just check this last ones. Okay, cool. And then is there anything else that needs to open? Cool. Yeah, that's everything open. So I'm just going to grab all of this, and then I'm going to go to display, transform display, and local rotation axes, and then we can see which way each of these are facing. So what we would ideally want is something a little bit like this shoulder joint here, where the Y is facing upwards and the X is facing towards the next joint. So we are going to fix that in the next tutorial because it's a bit of a hassle to do manually. In fact, we can have a look at it as well here. So we're going to go to skeleton, orient joints. In fact, let's Yeah, let's go to all of them actually. No, we'd have to do this one at a time. Start with our hip. Our hip's alright as well actually, because we just want that normal. This one, let's go to skeleton, orient joint. Probably want it a bit more like this, and then on the positive, we don't want to orient children from it, and we're going to hit apply, and that's worked out well. And then we can just go through and hit apply on all of these. I'm going to just hit that one there, and this is starting to go the way we want it. They're all going in the right direction. I'm just going to go through and do this to all of them. Especially on here, it's going to be a bit fiddly here. We just do this to make sure that when we are fixing everything a little bit later down the line, or we're animating, it doesn't break. Oh dear, oh dear, here we go, it's starting to... I know it looks like there's a lot going on, but I'm literally just clicking something and hitting apply on this, in this box that's popped up. So all I need to do is click each of the joints, and so long as I've got this set up as I want it, it's all going to work for me. I just need to make sure I do this on the other side as well as anything that I might have missed. So we'll start from this spine 4, make sure it's all working there. Go to the bottom of the neck, to the top of the neck, then go to the left clavicle, the right one, and we're just orienting these joints nicely. And again, on the hand, it's going to be a bit picky, but it is just making sure that we're clicking on the joint. In fact, it might also be better to just make sure that you're not got the movement option open, and you are just making sure that you're getting the joints and you're not moving them or anything, and nothing weird's going on afterwards. Cool, so that's looking alright. Okay, so now it's the legs, so I'm going to hit apply there, apply here. Ideally I'd want this Y to be forward on all of these, so this one, let's see if I can hit negative on here, and that might do it. Nope. Positive, let's try Z. That and negative? No, doesn't want that at all. So keep that on positive. Primary axis, maybe the Z on here. Nope. Okay, just gonna apply on all of these as well. Just make sure we've got the toe facing in, everything facing in the right direction. Go to the top of the other leg, apply. Okay. Something's not happening here. What's not going? There's a non-zero rotations. Orient joint to world. Let's see what happens then. Okay, check that off. Non-zero rotations. Okay. Something I've done's not gone quite right, but we're going to just ignore that and pretend it works like everything else, and then I'm going to close that. Head to display, and I'm just going to turn all of those location, rotation axes off. I need to make sure I've got everything selected first there. Display, transform display, location, rotation axes. Awesome, and then I just need to make sure I've done that there as well. So the last thing that we're going to do in here is select all of this, and then select the mesh, and we're going to go to skin and bind skin. Now we have this, so when we rotate something, it will rotate the model with it, and it's actually it's working quite well. But then that leaves us at the end of this tutorial. So what we can do in our next tutorial is we're going to start creating some IK handles, some controllers, and we're going to paint some weights. So it's going to be a pretty full one. Alright then guys, take it easy, have a good one.